Pause for a moment. Breathe and feel the now. Because how long have you been living like this? Rushing through your own life as if your body were only a machine and your mind were a room full of noise. You wake up tired. You answer messages with a tight chest. You eat without tasting. And even in silence, something inside you keeps running. Most people think the answer is to push harder, distract themselves, stay busy. But that is exactly where the pain deepens. In the Buddha's path, suffering grows when the mind clings, resists, and refuses to stay with what is here. And in a moment, you are going to feel why your breath is not just air. It is the door you keep ignoring. Right now, this is already happening inside you. Your shoulders are carrying hours your heart was never meant to hold. Your jaw is tight. Your thoughts are jumping ahead. And the more you try to force calm, the more your body feels unsafe. So stop fighting this moment. Breathe in slowly and notice the air entering as it is. Do not improve it. Do not perform peace. Just feel it. Then breathe out longer, softer, as if you were loosening a knot no one else can see. This is simple, but it is not small. The Buddha placed deep attention on direct experience, on seeing clearly what the body and mind are doing now. When you stay with one honest breath, craving weakens, panic loses speed, and the storm inside you stops being your master. That is the shift most people miss. Peace does not arrive when life finally obeys you. Peace begins when you stop abandoning yourself in the middle of the noise. This breath is not an escape from reality. It is your return to it. The pressure, the restlessness, the feeling that something is always missing, all of it becomes easier to see when you are fully here. And once you see it, you can stop feeding it. Maybe this did not reach you by accident. Maybe you were meant to notice that your suffering has a pattern, and that pattern can be interrupted one breath at a time. So stay here a little longer. Because what starts changing in your mind, your body, and your life, when you finally stop running and learn to live inside this moment, you think slowing down will save you, but first, it exposes you. The second you stop, everything you buried starts making noise. The room is quiet, yet your chest suddenly feels crowded. Your mind throws old fears at you like unpaid debts. That is why you reach for the phone, the task, the next distraction. Not because you are busy, but because stillness feels dangerous. And this is where most people misunderstand their own suffering. They call the breath boring because they are afraid of what it reveals. They say they cannot meditate because the mind is too loud. But the mind was already loud long before you noticed it. You are not failing because thoughts appear. You are finally hearing what has been running you all day. And once you see that, the breath stops being small and starts being radical. On the Buddha's path, awareness begins with honesty, not performance. You do not breathe to look spiritual or act calm. You breathe to stop lying to yourself for one clear moment. Inhale and admit the rush is here. Exhale and admit the fear is here. Inhale and notice the body trying to protect itself. Exhale and notice how resistance tightens every muscle. This is the part people skip, and that is why they stay trapped. They want relief without contact. They want peace without feeling what is actually happening. But resisting pain makes the mind chase it harder. Fighting the storm teaches the storm that it owns you. Seeing it clearly is the first crack in its power. So begin where the body is impossible to fake. Feel the air touch the tip of your nose. Notice the coolness coming in and the warmth going out. Let the chest rise without command. Let the belly soften instead of standing guard. Do not force a deep breath just because it sounds healing. A natural breath seen clearly is stronger than a dramatic one performed badly. The Buddha pointed again and again to direct knowing, not imagination, not theory, not escape. Just this breath, known while it enters, known while it leaves. That is simple enough to miss and powerful enough to change you. Within seconds, the mind will try to pull you away. It will remind you of a message, a mistake, a conversation, a wound. It will tell you that now is not the right time. It will whisper that you can come back later. That voice sounds reasonable, but it has stolen years from you. So when a thought appears, do not chase it and do not punish it. See it the way you would see a bird cross the sky. It moves. It passes. It does not need your fingerprints on it. Then return to the next inhale, like returning to your own name. This return is not weakness or repetition. This return is the training that rebuilds your inner ground. Maybe as you keep breathing, the body starts telling the truth. The neck aches. The stomach knots. The eyes feel tired in a way sleep has never fixed. Good. Not because pain is good, but because numbness is finally breaking. You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. You cannot calm a body you only command and never listen to. In Buddhist practice, kindness is not decoration. It is discipline with warmth. So breathe as if you were sitting beside your own suffering, not against it, not indulging it, not feeding it, not drowning in it. Just staying long enough for the body to believe it is no longer alone. Look at how speed has trained you to mistake tension for usefulness. If the day is packed, you feel important. If your mind is racing, you feel awake. If you are exhausted, you assume you must be doing enough. But this false strength is draining your life in plain sight. You smile while your nervous system begs for mercy. You keep moving while your attention shatters into fragments. And then you call this normal because everyone around you is also breaking. The Buddha never taught that constant agitation is wisdom. He pointed to suffering, its cause, its ending, and the path. That means your chaos is not your identity. It has causes, and what has causes can be understood, weakened, and left behind. Stay with the breath longer and another truth starts showing itself. No inhalation lasts. No exhalation stays. Every breath appears, changes, and disappears in front of you. This is not abstract philosophy. This is impermanence touching your skin in real time. The fear, the pressure, the sadness, even the tightness in your chest, move the same way. They feel permanent only when you panic inside them. Watch closely and you will catch the lie. Sensations rise, peak, fade. And the moment you see that, despair loses its oldest argument. Then something even deeper begins to crack. You notice that the thought saying, "I am ruined," is also just a thought. The feeling saying, "I cannot handle this," is also just a feeling. Strong, yes. Convincing, yes. But still passing through awareness, not made of stone. This matters because suffering hardens when you turn every inner event into who you are. One anxious moment becomes, "I am an anxious person." One heavy day becomes, "My whole life is broken." One wound becomes a prison with your name on it. Breathing with awareness loosens that knot. You stop saying, "This is me," and start seeing, "This is what is happening." And that small change can save years of unnecessary pain. This is also why the simplest moment can feel unbearable at first. You sit down for one quiet breath, and your hand wants the screen. You hear silence and suddenly remember 10 things to fix. You feel your heartbeat and assume something is wrong. But what you are meeting is not danger. You are meeting withdrawal from distraction. You are meeting the raw edge of a life lived too fast. Stay one breath longer than your impulse. Then one more. Then one more. Every time you do that, you teach the mind it does not need to obey every command. Freedom is not doing whatever the impulse wants. Freedom is finally seeing the impulse without becoming its servant. Beneath all this sits the mechanism the Buddha exposed with brutal clarity. The mind grabs what it likes and fights what it dislikes. Craving pulls. Aversion pushes. And between those two movements, peace gets crushed. You want a better moment, a cleaner mood, a different past, a safer future. So even while breathing, part of you keeps saying, not this, not yet, not enough. That inner refusal is exhausting you more than life itself. The breath interrupts it because the breath asks for contact, not control. This inhale is here. This exhale is here. Can you stay without bargaining with reality for a few honest seconds? That question is sharper than it looks, and it can change everything. Do not leave this breathing on a cushion as if it belongs only to quiet rooms. Use it in the kitchen when the sink is full and your head is louder. Use it before answering the message that burns in your hand. Use it in traffic when impatience climbs into your throat. Use it at work when your mind splits between 10 unfinished demands. Use it when someone speaks and you are already preparing your defense. One aware breath before reaction can prevent hours of regret. One soft exhale can stop anger from borrowing your mouth. One moment of presence can show you where pain is asking to be seen, not spread. This is how practice becomes life. Not distant, not ceremonial, immediate, ordinary, and powerful exactly where you usually fall apart. And when you keep doing this, the change is not always dramatic at first. It may begin as one less harsh word to yourself, one less spiral before sleep, one less desperate reach for noise. Then your body starts trusting the pause. Your breathing deepens on its own because it is no longer being chased. Your attention stays in the room a little longer. You hear people more clearly. You taste food again. You notice sunset on a day that would have vanished before. This is how life returns, not in fireworks, but in presence. And presence is not small. Presence is where your actual life has been waiting for you. So stay here now, not tomorrow, not when things calm down, now. Take another breath and let it be real instead of impressive. Let this moment be the place where you stop abandoning yourself. And if something in you feels seen, do not ignore that. Keep breathing with this practice until your own mind becomes familiar ground again. Come back to this whenever the world pulls you into speed and forgetfulness. Stay with the channel if you want more of this kind of silence that heals instead of hides. Share in the comments what your body felt in the first honest breath. Subscribe if you are ready to train attention instead of feeding chaos. Like this video if you want more teachings that bring the Buddha's path into ordinary life. But above all, do not let this become another beautiful idea you never embody. Stay for the next breath, then the next, and watch what begins to loosen inside you. Because if you keep going, you are going to discover how peace becomes something you can live, not just admire, and what changes in you when one honest breath becomes your new way of being.